On the way this morning, Aston Villa's record Premier League goal scorer Gabby Agbonlahor will join us to no doubt tell us how his former side are about to conquer the world. Former Leeds striker Ross McCormack will tell us how worried the fans should be that promotion might be thrown away again. No. 03717 22 3344 Leeds fans. You're starting to get that feeling of deja vu. We'll also cross over to Tyneside and speak to broadcaster and huge Newcastle fan Lindsay Hipgrave to find out just how wild the party was at the trophy parade yesterday and whether it's still going on now. We'll be with one or two. I bet there are a few missing work this morning. I bet there are. But we'll start by welcoming a legend of both Manchester City and Nottingham Forest to the show after they set up a mouth-watering FA Cup semi-final.
Ryan Yates, Nottingham born, who will take the final penalty. Hits it right foot in, and Nottingham Forest are through. And Forest reach their first FA Cup semi-final for 34 years.
We are delighted. We are so happy. Our fans are enjoying singing, and this is what we work for. Going back to Wembley means a lot for us as a club.
Haaland, 1-1. Great ball in from Nico O'Reilly, and it's one apiece. O'Reilly's won it though, getting it through and through. Arifa Balaga and in. Mamouche, 2-1 to Manchester City.
Of course we want to win it like last season we played against United, so there's no doubt about that. But there's no way to change the season have been poor.
Forest heading to Wembley for the first time since 1990. City heading back to North London for a ridiculous 22nd time under Pep. Let's start with Forest. Their fans flooded to talkSPORT after they beat Brighton. Have a listen to Jack, who summed up how they were all feeling.
I can't actually quite believe the season that we're having. The last two seasons, straight staying up. Who would have thought this year we're third quite comfortably. We're going to Wembley in a semi-final. Nuno Santo, oh my goodness, he deserves the freedom of the city.
Yeah, a lot of Forest fans would agree with that. All Forest fans would agree with that, I'm sure. Let's welcome someone to the show who's a legend of both clubs. A very good morning to Stuart Pearce. Morning, Pearcey.
Pearcey, how are you?
Morning, gents. All good, thank you.
Good. I tell you what, Nuno, everything he touches turns to gold. I looked at that Forest side at the weekend and thought, what is he doing? No Callum Hudson-Odoi, no Elanga. And then when Brighton have sort of started to fade, he brings them both on and they go on and they get through. I mean, everything he touches turns to gold.
Well, when he left them two out, it raised a few eyebrows before the game. I've got to tell you that. But to be fair, he probably had one eye on a game on Tuesday night against United, and it worked for him. They got through. You know, it took them extra time and whatever. It weren't the greatest of games, but at this stage, Jeff, it's about getting into the next round and a Wembley appearance.
It's amazing, old Pearcey. In all honesty, I was staggered when I saw the starting lineup, and I know, yes, I'm up there tomorrow night. I'm at Forest tomorrow night, which I'm looking forward to. As you know, it's just a brilliant place to go, particularly this period of time. But I'm thinking to myself, he's got to play his strongest side to get into the semi-final, and he doesn't. And they win, and it's a third tie they've won in penalties. Is he just on a run just now where he believes, you know, he's got so much, you know, confidence in his squad?
Well, he's keeping faith in a few. He's mixing and matching slightly. Obviously, Wood being out was a bit of a blow for him. So, you know, they'll hope to get him back certainly for the semi-final, if not sooner. But, as I say, the two flying machines that they've got, the counter-attack threat, you thought those two were absolutely superb for a set-up for Brighton away, you know, in the Cup. But, listen, he knows the squad best. He works with them all the time, and at the moment the club are just sailing along. They really are. I mean, there'll be some atmosphere there at the City Ground tomorrow, and there's no doubt, you know, on the back of that victory.
I tell you what, before that semi-final, there's going to be a queue of people waiting to knock on his door saying, come on, Gaffer, you've got to put me in from the start here, because so many have laid claims to starting positions. On to City, Pearcey, they kept their season alive by reaching the semis, but Pep told talkSPORT that winning it won't save their season.
Not by the standards that he's set, Jeff. It may not, but I said a few weeks ago, if they win the FA Cup and get their hands on silverware again this year, with the inconsistencies that the team has shown this year, I think you've got to look back and say it's been a successful season again, pro rata.
I've got to say, the substitutions at half-time, Pearce absolutely transformed the game, bringing Nico Aurelio on the left-hand side.
They needed something, without a doubt. I thought they were flat City in this game, and I thought there was a game for Bournemouth if they went after City a little bit more to really hurt them. But second half it faded a bit, and as you said, the substitutions certainly helped them, and sometimes you have to reach to a youngster on the bench, to help you out on occasion.
Yeah, I mean, look, it showed yet again his out-of-the-box thinking, if you like, which sets him apart. And I love the fact that at the end of the game, by the way, he was out there pushing Nico O'Reilly in front of the fans to take his plaudits, because he's a young boy, maybe a little bit shy still, but he looks like one for the future, Stu, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does. And a football club of that magnitude as well should be bringing young players through. And the academy was always, when I was there, the academy was essential with the likes of Micah Richards and Nader Manua, to name but a couple that come through the academy setup, Kasper Schmeichel. But listen, it's important. I think the club are ticking along at the moment, and there's one or two question marks about some of the players getting a little bit elderly. To get some fresh young players into the team on occasion is not a bad thing.
I tell you, Pearce, talking about ticking along nicely, I was at Fulham on Saturday. Palace, mate, they were absolutely excellent, mate. The stats were, I think, I don't know, they only might have been 30% possession, but Pearce, I've got to say, mate, I can't remember, with Sean Derry on, I was saying to him, I can't remember watching a team so comfortable out of possession, the 3 centre-backs, the 2 wing-backs, tucking into a 5 when they didn't have the ball, just sitting there. They looked the real deal at the weekend, mate. Yeah,
and they've just run into this after Christmas period, certainly. I mean, they started the season a little bit slowly, but this is the perfect time to come into form if you want a good cup run, and they're certainly proving that. Mateta being back as well certainly helped him, and Eza can get a goal at any given time. He's an outstanding talent, and I think Mark Guehi is probably the best central defender, certainly at international level. There is at the moment, certainly English, so they've got some good talents within a good team structure.
Pearcey, brilliant. Have a great week.
Have a great week, mate.
Take care, gents. Cheers.
All the best.
Great text from Dan the Gooner. It says, morning chaps, to get around the scandalous airline prices and possible school fines, I sprayed my daughter's hair pink 3 days before the summer holidays. She was sent home, so we went to Mallorca. No fines, no trumped up prices. Not so keen this year though, as she'll need to get her ears pierced. Follow me for more parenting tips. Dan the Gooner.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.